Hi, welcome to It's Sexy When Men Cook, and today we're in the Slice Kitchen and we're going to make sweet stuffed peppers. When I talk about sweet stuffed peppers, I mean the little mini sweets that you can get in the grocery store. You can buy them just about anywhere. Come in fairly large bags, and they're really easy to prep and they're really good to taste too. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a vegetarian mix. Now today we're making a vegetarian stuffed sweet pepper. You can use any kind of meat you can think of: hamburger, lamb, goat, you name it, chicken, anything that you can grind up works really well. So we're going to go ahead and take this. This is actually kind of a black bean, sort of like the Impossible Burger. You can get it at Burger King. So very easy to get in the grocery store. We're just going to throw that in there. That's about a half a pound of peppers. We've got some now to add some meatiness to this. Meatiness to this mix. We're going to add some diced portobello mushrooms, and we're going to add a pretty good helping of diced onions and garlic. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could reduce this down in a stove, get the onions nice and translucent, but this is such a quick meal, it isn't necessary. So all we're going to do really is just kind of mix this all together. And we're going to use the egg as kind of a binder. Now you can use any kind of binder you want. So if you want to really make this truly vegetarian, you can use a different type of binder. It doesn't really matter what you use. Just kind of something to hold it all together. We're just going to pop that in there. And we're just going to mix this in really thoroughly. We don't want that egg to be cooking it by itself, so we want to get that mixture all nice. And you'll notice it'll start getting kind of sticky. And that's what you want. In the meantime, Madison, why don't you come on over here? I want to have you start prepping some peppers for me. So really that's all there is to the mix. I mean, just get some hamburger, get some veggie burger, any kind of meat you want. Sausage even is really quite good with this. We'll get that mixed up. Now, I'm going to actually steal the knife from me for just a sec before I let you get to going. This is, again, this is just a mini sweet pepper. And I've cut the tops off, and Madison's going to kind of continue to do this, but I want to show you how I'm doing this. You actually want to grab the pepper and grab your really sharp knife and be very careful with it because you don't want to cut the pepper itself. And if you angle that in, if you notice how I angled that knife in like this all the way around, the center pops right out. Really simple. And you can like shake the seeds out, make sure you get all the seeds out, and you've got a nice hollow cavity. And we're going to use this mixture here to stuff inside of here once it's cooked a little bit. And all the ingredients are going to be pretty much cooked, so really all you're doing is throwing this in the oven for about 10 minutes, or you can throw it on the grill. The ones I did, I threw in the grill this morning before we started. So mine came off the grill, takes about 10 minutes, rotate them 5 minutes on the grill, and they're done. Oven, same thing. It doesn't take a lot to cook this. This is a really, really, really simple meal. So Madison, if you'll go ahead and finish cutting those, I'm going to drop our mixture. Now, I actually do like portobellos quite a bit. So we're going to be adding a little bit more portobello. And that really does give especially a vegetarian burger, some good meaty texture. So I've actually had people try this, and they are always asking me, what kind of meat is that? It isn't any meat. It's vegetarian. And they're always shocked when I tell them that, because you can make vegetarian meat pretty gosh darn good nowadays. And I think you're going to see more and more of that. But again, I do love a good hamburger, and I've used hamburgers and sausage in this quite a bit. All right, let's go ahead and turn our oven on, our stovetop. Just thinking about it. Okay, well, we'll try a different one. There we go. That one came right on. Sometimes you have to check to make sure the stove's going to come on for you. And this literally all we're going to do is just pop this right in there and let it cook a little bit. All right. And you'll notice I'm not using a lot of really fancy equipment. I mean, really, this is simply just a bowl and your ingredients. And if you want to get a spatula and stir this with a spatula, that's great. You don't really have to. You just basically want to get that somewhat cooked for a few minutes. We're just going to let that sit. That's cooking nicely. That's not going to take a tremendous amount of time. Remember, because we're going to pop this in the oven, so we don't want to overcook the ingredients, which is always can be a bit of a problem. It will make it kind of hard difficult to eat. Okay, she's going to actually julienne a couple of those because we're going to make a presentation on when this is done. And it's going to be basically 3 different ways. We're going to have pepper you can dip, whole peppers you can dip into an ice ranch dressing or a chipotle dressing or barbecue sauce, whatever you like. And then we're going to have the main sweet pepper. And what's cool about that is you can use that as a main dish. You can use it as a side dish. Or like we've taken it to parties many times and just used it as a straight, simple appetizer before the meal. And they're really small, so you can 2 or 3 or 4 of them make a pretty good sized meal. You don't need a ton. And if you're watching your weight, these are great. Very low calorie, good protein, very low fat. It's just a really good, solid, healthy food choice. You can hear that sizzling now. Let's give that a couple more stirs. Yeah, this just does not take. We're going to turn that down just a smidge because we don't want to burn it. And even vegetarian burger can burn. Turn that down just a bit more. There we go. Yeah, watching your temperatures, you can cook things really fast, and sometimes what will happen is you burn the outside and the inside's still cold. Have you ever noticed that? So watching your temperature on your stove is really important. All right, she's julienned a couple of those for us, which is great. This is just about ready. Okay, Madison, why don't you go ahead and take that over and start our plate. And then I'm going to have you come back and help me stuff some of these. All right. So when it comes to stuffing these, this is really simple. Again, I'm going to use the same spoon. Notice how many utensils I'm using to make this meal. I've got some dishes, I've got a pan, I got a spoon, a cutting board, and the food. This is, like I said, about as simple as easy as it gets. Remember, it's sexy when men cook, not sexy men cooking. So we won't be taking off our shirt anytime soon. Sorry, don't mean to disappoint anyone, but that's what this show's about. All right, that has probably cooked just long enough. And when you pop this in the oven, you're going to pop these in at about 400 degrees. And remember, once you put them in the oven, you're going to let's slide this over here, make this a little better, tighter workstation. You're going to want to turn those after about 5 minutes. So pop them in, hit your timer, and then relax. And I'm going to show you one more trick that you can use with these because you are putting cheese in these. Now, the cheese that we're using today is just a good old-fashioned smoked Gouda. And I love this. I get this at the deli counter. Again, any store, you can get this pretty much any store. I like to buy the block. It's really good. It's got that good smoky quality to it. If you want to grill these or smoke these, great, not a problem. So we're going to use the smoked Gouda, and I'm just going to stuff these about like that. And if you notice, I'm going to stick my finger in about that much. So when I put the cheese in, and we're just going to grab a little cheese, and we're going to put the cheese right on top, it's going to form a cap, basically. So when everything's said and done, you're going to have a nice little cap for your food, and you're going to put that on your cookie sheet or however you're going to cook it. And then we're going to wrap that, like I said, in tin foil, or aluminum foil. Just dated myself, didn't I? Let's go ahead and turn this stove off because we don't need that anymore. And you can see you can actually put several bites of the mixture in here. Really simple, real quick. So while I do this, Madison is going to put the cheese on and cap these for us. Make sure you leave a little bit of an indentation, about as much as your finger going inside there. That's about all you really want. All right. And while she does that, I'm going to jump over here real quick out of view and check our oven real quickly and see how we're coming along. Madison, go ahead and keep stuffing those. Perfect. Right, oven's on. We're ready to go. And what we're going to do is just basically, this is going in at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. You're going to check in about 5 minutes. So set a timer for 5 minutes. Turn them. Let them go another 5 minutes at 400 degrees, or until the you think the cheese is good and melted. Like again, this is already cooked, so it doesn't take a lot of cooking time because you've already cooked it here on the stove. We're just popping it in the oven. Go ahead and do that for us, Maddie. That would be great. And again, this is such a fun little meal. It's used as a main dish, an entree, as an appetizer, as a side dish. If you want to use something else to cook it with, it actually turns out really, really quite well. And I think we've got our other plate already done. This is the magic of video here. And look at this. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. But this is fantastic. And in fact, I'll tell you what, Madison, why don't you go ahead and grab one? And I am going to grab one. And let's enjoy a stuffed mini sweet pepper. That's such a great flavor, and I love that smoked gouda. That gives it such a smokiness. And you can, again, put these on the grill. You could smoke them, put them in your oven, put them on a frying pan. Pretty much can cook anyway, and it just does not take very long for them to cook. Now, once you come back and watch what we make next time, this is It's Sexy When Men Cook. It's Craig, Madison. Thanks for watching.